Peace, Elbow. What's up, brother?
What's up, Nook? How you doing?
Man, what's going on, man? This is show 26 after party. Man, do you miss the studio, bro?
Man, I just miss connecting with you and T. Poddy in person. You know, like 2020 has been so hard, and I know we closing it out, but man, I'm ready for like a reset button. So I'm ready for 2021, man. I can't wait.
Man, it was always, we did the first couple of shows in the studio, and then we would go like to Bertucci's for wine and pizza or Chipotle and whatnot, man. And yeah, man, it's definitely a good time to connect. And then they shut us down like Diddy on Making the Band. Like the COVID shut us down, man.
You know, I was thinking about that, like just being in the studio with you and T. Poddy, and just it was in the before times. That's what I call it. You know, before the pandemic hit, the before times. And it was just like, it's almost like in my mind, it's like a dream. And I'm trying to really figure out, did that really happen? Did that really take place? It's almost magical now being in the studio with the two of y'all, and we just laughing, and then afterwards going out and enjoying something to eat and just kicking it. I think I missed that the most.
Man, where was our last meal after the podcast? We went to the burger place. You remember that?
Oh yeah. That was you know what it was? We went to Shake Shack, and you know why I remember
Shake
that?
Shack.
Why I remember that? Because we did a segment on like there was a cop who got a shake from Shake Shack, and he thought somebody put something in it. And I remember us talking about bleach and stuff. It was crazy. It was like, why would anybody put bleach, in a shake or anything like that? And so that's how I remember. That's where we went.
That's crazy, man. Then we've been remote. Zoom shut down on us that one Sunday we was taping, man. This producer E has really been like the orchestrator, man. Navigating all this remote stuff, man, has been very, very challenging.
Yeah, I think we've experienced all the challenges of working remotely that every other person in this country has experienced. You know, we have our own stories with that. And I think just the challenge of how do you do a podcast completely virtual, we've learned a lot about that. And it's been a challenging year, but I think we've kind of overcome a lot of those challenges and been able to pump out like just good content. And I think in authentic ways that connect with what people are going through.
Absolutely, man. We're getting good feedback in the emails and, people subscribing to the YouTube channel. So we're definitely down with that, man. Couple of notes from me, man. Look, I had to take one trip on the plane. Bro, they are not letting no liquor on the airplanes. You can't bring your own liquor. They're not serving no liquor. It's no liquor on the planes.
Wow.
What's up with these prohibition planes, man?
Man, that's crazy. Like, now is the time that people need alcohol. Like, one, all right, people are already stressed out. They're already stressed out. It's a lot going on. Sometimes you need a little bit of alcohol just to calm your nerves down. And then also, too, it's, alcohol in an emergency, it's a hand sanitizer. So you get on these planes with all these people, you put a little dab on your hands, depending on the proof of it and how much alcohol in it. So you should be letting the alcohol on the plane.
Man, they tripping, man. They tripping. Listen, I got some other things. So you remember when we talked about the mummy on the first episode?
You talking about, man, the voice. How did it go? Yeah. I can never do it right. The mummy voice.
So that's how it went. You got to go back and listen to episode 1. But I could not say the word otolaryngological. That is the correct way to say the word. Otolaryngology, the study of the ears, nose, and throat. Otolaryngologist, a doctor who specializes in the ears, nose, and throat. Otolaryngological, that means of, about, or concerning the ear, nose, and throat. So I had to go back and practice that a couple times. I might not be able to say it one more time, but otolaryngological. So
that's good.
The boy got to be careful with his words, because you go with that gological and you talking about a whole nother part of the body. You know what I'm saying? So I have to make sure I have to practice that and get that down. But otolaryngological, that's the correct thing, ear, nose, and throat.
You know, that's one of the things I've loved about like the show, like all this season during 2020 was educating folks. You know, bringing in like not only like the new words, you know, so folks can know that, but just about all the other topics and things that's been happening and been going on. So like you learn a lot when you listen to the Digital Gumbo. But also, we coined a few terms too. So those are the words that like are already existing that we just like, you know, showing people like what they are and what they mean. But we came up with some of our own terms, especially like T. Petty. I think she had some winners this season.
Absolutely. Run them down, man. I can't remember them all. My brain still hurt from saying otolaryngological.
Man, look, I like you know, one of my favorite T Patties of 2020, like phrases that she came up with was rookie dick. that had to be my favorite for 2020. and for all you listeners who don't know what that is like we did a couple of stories about professional ball players, how they was like really messing up, and they was just like making some terrible mistakes from sneaking people in the locker rooms when they were on, you know, the COVID bubble. So sneaking people in, getting kicked off the team. And T. Petty was like, ew, you did that for some rookie dick? That ain't even like, you know, long-term stable.
In fact, old boy Kima Silveran that got let go by the Seattle Seahawks, he got on with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. So that's a perfect city for him.
Yep, that's perfect. LA being there, so definitely like T. Petty had a lot of sayings, and I just want the listeners to know the reasons why she's not right here on the after show is like she grinding, she working, like she is grinding out the end of the year on these work calls. Like T. Petty do some coding, she do something. I don't know what she do. It's like Tommy on like on Martin. I don't know her job, but she does some high tech stuff. So she grinding.
Man, she over there minting them $100 bills. That's what's up. Man, you know another thing that I did in 2020 on the brand new Funky President episode, and I need to apologize. I killed Cindy McCain. I went back and listened to the show, and I said the late Cindy McCain. I meant the late John McCain. Cindy McCain, his wife, is very much alive and campaigned in Arizona for President-elect Biden. So Cindy McCain is alive. I'd like to apologize at this time. No, she is alive. She's not late. She's on time. She was early, and she was on time, and she's alive. So I killed Cindy McCain, but she is not dead. She is alive. So I just wanted to just get that together.
Yep. If you're alive and kicking it in 2020, yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a good year. If you can say that, it's been a good year.
Now, you know who else died in 2020? Let me run this down here.
All right.
Mr. Peanut, Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima, Rastus from Creamer Wheat, Mrs. Butterworth, and the Eskimo from Eskimo Pies. Your boy went to 7-Eleven, right? I can't keep the ice cream in the house. 1, I'm lactose intolerant. 2, I ain't supposed to be eating that shit anyway. But I went to go get me an Eskimo pie, and it's called Edie's Pie. E-D-Y apostrophe S, like the Edie's ice cream. They just 86 the Eskimo all together. So just your thoughts on them 86 in these racist brands in 2020.
Yeah, it was way overdue, right? Like it took 2020 and racial unrest, systemic racism to be brought to the front, and you have all the brands kind of fall like dominoes. Every single one that you mentioned back to back, folks started realizing like, oh my God, we got to change this. And it's crazy to think about. It took the massive amounts of folks hitting the streets before folks started to really take that serious and understand the significance of that. And I think the grandest one, right, the biggest, kind of realization came in the Washington football team.
Yes.
Changing its name. I think that was a culminating piece, when you think about 2020. So a lot happened in folks' consciousness when it came to racial justice, and then corporations moving to like reconcile some of that. Now it's still, the story has to be written on what else it looks like and how they embrace racial justice going forward. But that was the story of 2020.
And you know that they ain't had no plan for the Washington football team because they just called the Washington football team. They're like, well, we're going to
that was the most simplest thing ever. It's like they ain't get that no thought. Like we ain't even consider this. Just call it the Washington football team.
They could have had done that. So we'll see what the name changes to, if any, for 2021. Bro, I was wrong. I said Uber Eats and Lyft Eats was going out of business. Wrong. We'll had that little bit of dip right after the pandemic started, right? And your boy done been on Uber Eats about 3-4 times since it's been out, and they stock continues to climb, man. So what's up? You been hitting the Uber Eats? Is people coming and dropping off the food? What's going on?
Man, I've been hitting all of them. I've been like searching on to see who's the cheapest, from like Uber Eats to Postmates to what's the other names of all the different brands out there. I've been trying them all to kind of get food delivered. But it's like we did a show in 2020 where we talked about food delivery and how people would like drivers would sneak some of the French fries and some of the things from when you do, and I still believe they do that. And so like to this day, I don't order drinks.
Yeah.
When it comes to food delivery, like no drinks with straws. I might do like a 2-liter that's closed up, but no drinks with straws because I said on one of the podcasts, I think if I was a little thirsty, I might take a sip. So I was like, if it crossed my mind, it probably crossed other people's mind. So I don't order drinks with straws.
And I don't drink tap water, but if it came down to drinking tap water from the house or getting a beverage, I ain't drinking that beverage. Even if it's free, they just get it, and I just...
If it's free, that's exactly no. Because there ain't no such thing as free.
I just go ahead and just give it to the plant. I don't know if the nitrous oxide in the Diet Coke will help a plant, but your boy ain't drinking that. So we're going on with that. Man, real quick, I've been watching this show on Vice called I Was a Teenage Felon. It's great. It's about all these drug dealers and counterfeiters and shiesty people as teenagers, and then they reformed once they did their bid and whatnot, and actually is out here owning businesses, man. So I Was a Teenage Felon on Vice, man. What you been watching?
Man, I've been watching some of everything. One of the craziest things I think I've been watching is I've been trying to spend time with my daughter, who's 11 years old.
Okay.
So we've been watching this show called Once Upon a Time. And for folks who don't know that show, it is based on fairy tale characters, but like in real life. Oh, wow. So like you would have, Snow White and Prince Charming in real life, but it got real like crazy because, they started touching on adult topics.
Oh,
I was like, like watching them with and it was just, it's crazy. It was like, Snow White and Prince Charming, they had a child, and that child, grew up, and then they started dating somebody, and then it just created this whole kind of chaos. So it was a lot more than I anticipated. So I've been watching that, and I think one of my favorite shows so far from 2020, I've been checking out, going back, is I'm a Trekkie. So Star Trek Discovery. And so Star Trek Discovery, the new one, actually has a sister who is the protagonist there. So it's been amazing. So lots of great shows that's been happening in 2020.
Okay. Now, we talked about the Uber Eats, the Buggy app, when you can call and get some groceries and stuff like that. Has the Buggy app improved with the AI, and what's been the accuracy level? By the way, appreciate the mini muffins that you sent, bro. Definitely appreciate that.
I'm glad you got it. My son was like, he was tired of you stealing his muffins, so we sent you some.
Appreciate that. But yeah, has the Buggy app accuracy improved in 2020?
Not really. Like they still, like when they go to replace stuff that you order, it is always whack. I don't care what it is. And I chalk that up as I don't care how good the technology is, you still got people behind it. Yep. So like if people is in a grocery store and you have something there that they're looking at that they're supposed to pick up, and they don't have it, I think you only get like a good 3 minutes for that person to look for it before they don't care no more. It's like, yeah, they wanted some green beans. I'm just getting them some. I'm just getting them some peas. They'll be fine.
Especially if you don't eat peas, man, you'd be mad as hell.
Yep, exactly.
Man, yo, we talked about the lady. She named her baby COVID. You know, these pandemic babies is coming like starting this month, man. It's like about 9 months, 40 weeks right after the pandemic really started. So what you think about what's going to happen, man? These nurses ain't going to have a day off, bro.
Man, and it's going to be tough too, right? Because like all these babies coming, you had the pandemic. So people is like, they locked up in the house. They ain't got nothing to do. So, of course, it's going to lead to making more babies. But the challenge is the economy is really struggling right now, right? Like that's the impact of the pandemic, right? Businesses are kind of shutting down. People are losing their jobs. So you got all these kids that are being born, right? But we're still going to be feeling the effects of the economy. So it's going to be kids and families that's going to be struggling. Kids are expensive. And not to mention, starting with just the healthcare system, right? Like you got to get adequate healthcare during that whole year, 9 months while you're pregnant.
Yeah. Man, they said it's between $384K and $500,000. They said $384K for a boy and about $500,000 for a girl from 0 to 18, man. So that's a lot of bread.
You all right, bro?
Yeah, you still there?
Yeah, I cut out. I think this has been the other challenge of 2020. Unstable internet. you think you good? You be on a call, you be talking to somebody, and then everything go black. It's just like everything cut out.
Chad, you're muted. Your microphone is muted.
It's man. The internet. Man. Oh my God! If the story of 2020 is internet access and the ability of for folks to get that access of great internet.
Man, when one of my homeboys had moved like right in like February, and he put in an appointment. He just snuck it in before they started with the COVID breakdowns. Like none of the services for internet. If you wasn't hooked up, you wasn't gonna get hooked up. The only thing they was doing was to hook it up yourself with the tower and all that stuff. Wow. They said if we got to come in and drill some holes in the wall, it's like a 3-month wait. They got back to normal in about June. But man, from like March, April, May, they was like, 4, 5, 6 week minimum wait. We'll call you back. And they needed that money too. So
yeah,
it was a different time, bro. Different time.
Yep. It is, and you kind of think about like all that like backlog of like people realizing like, hey, I'm going to be at home. What are the things I need to be able to function? And internet is kind of one of them. But I think also another story of 2020 was people trying to figure out, like, how do you deal with being in the house and then doing all those things that you need to do from internet service. Another one is like gyms. Yeah. Gyms closed down. So people like were at home trying to figure out, like, well, what do we do? Do we build in-home little gyms? I know I tried to get some, like, weights. I was like, I just need to get some weights and, like, just something so I can, like, work out. Dude, even the fitness stores that sell that, they was on, like, 3-month back orders.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
I just started on the walking program, man, but now it's getting cold, so I might have to turn my basement into a gym, man, get my walk on. But we'll see what's happening, man. Look, they out here talking about it's a chain shortage, right? So, ever since the pandemic.
A chain shortage, like coins.
Yeah, okay. CHANGE. So they saying, the drive-through, they don't even want your money. They don't want to touch no money. They like swipe it. They almost looking at you funny if you ain't got a card, especially the one with the chip in it. You swipe your card and that's it. And some people just been like, keep the change, it's like a $16.87. And, you give them that $20 bill, they'll be like, keep the change because the store's really not making no change, giving back the change. So now I'm about to say, is all the people with the Crown Royal bags with the change in it for poker night, is they about to run the world? Because they say it take 2 pennies to make 1 penny with all the manufacturing and the stamping and all that stuff, man. So what's up? It's a change shortage out here.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised when I started seeing the signs pop up in stores, and I thought it was like here and there, but it is every store now has that sign. There's a national chain shortage, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, one of the things that it made me think about, right, is I usually pay with a card, and sometimes I carry cash, and I would pay in cash and have change, and I would take the change, anything I got at the end of the day, and I would put it, you know, in a piggy bank or give it to the kids, and they would, you know, keep it. But then this pandemic made me think about, like, how dirty money is.
Money is dirty.
How dirty it is. Just think about that. Like, from bills to coins, all the hands touching it, and the transfer of stuff. Like, when people give you change back and money back, they done touched it, felt on it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to using cash like that. Because I was like, I use my card. And even with the card, you know, you give it to people. Or most of the times now, businesses, you just insert it yourself. So you don't have to switch it. Yeah. But at least it's contained in one little plastic square, right? But, like, money is dirty, man. And I don't know going forward if people going to be recommended using change like that.
Man, they said the majority of $100 bills in circulation in the United States got cocaine on them, so you already know money is dirty.
Hey, well, I guess all the other bills got COVID on it.
Man, they need to put some COVID protection, put some microban on it, spray them bills before they come out the thing. Man, you know who is not short on coins? Man,
who's that?
South Africa, right? They have this big lotto. It's like South Africa Powerball, right? These jokers drew the numbers. You want to know what the numbers was?
What's the numbers?
5, 6,
okay,
7,
what?
8,
no,
9, and the Powerball was 10.
No,
it was a big scandal erupted, man. They said, while this is improbable, it wasn't fixed. Man, them brothers and sisters in South Africa was not having it, man. So, like, it was like a multi-million-dollar jackpot. Like 18 to 24 people won $375,000 apiece because they played the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who was drawing these numbers? Missy Elliott?
Wow.
I feel to win. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's crazy, man. I'm trying to get some coin too. But them numbers came like that. What's up?
Wow. You know, that is, okay. First, I would say it's not impossible, right? Because it's numbers. So I guess any combination of numbers is whatever the odds are pulling that number. But in 2020, I think that just speaks to the year. Then in 2020, you would get a lotto 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this year in 2020. Yeah. So that is amazing, just if it happens at any time. But to happen in 2020, that just feels on brand. Even a lotto, you're like, dang, 2020 got us.
I need to put me one of them dirty $20 bills on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Powerball number 6. I'm trying to get paid out here.
Wow, and people, like you said, people won. They got paid. So, but if I was the one that didn't win and I played that lotto, I would be mad. I was just like, come on, that's some bull right there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That don't sound right.
This is a fix.
Yep.
Man, you was talking about TV. They said Warner Brothers is going to stream the movies for 2021, 30 days for free on HBO Max, but they're going to have them in the theater at the same time. You know who's pissed off about that? Them people that paid $30 for Mulan to see it early, and then it came out like free on Disney Plus. So what you think, man? I mean, they said Wonder Woman 84, that's supposed to be coming out. That's the first one. But you got to have the HBO Max to have that. And these movies will be free. You can watch them all you want for 30 days. After that, they'll be in the theaters only. So they put them on the home video. So what's up, man? You won't have to get paid.
I think the movie industry, right, like they are rethinking their model, right? Like their model was, we send these movies to theaters. This is the only place that folks kind of get these movies. Eventually, they moved to streaming. And what happened is like the the days between being released in the theater and then being released on streaming has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
And it's almost simultaneously happening, right? Where you release a movie in the theater and on streaming at the same time. So I think that's just the movie industry trying to grapple with the new reality. I can tell you, the city I live in right now, Baltimore, the mayor came out this week and saying, look, it's bad. We shutting stuff back down. So movie theaters, y'all closed.
Man.
You can't go to the movie theater no more. So, like, what you going to do? So
it's going to be crazy, man. Somebody like Bezos or somebody like that just going to come in and buy these whole theater chains and then refit them to make up, make them fit for COVID. And movies is going to be a lot different, bro. So we'll see how that turns out, man. You can't have, 200 people in the movies and, people ain't got their masks on, et cetera, et cetera. Man.
It's about the distribution model now. They have to figure out their new distribution model. Is it going straight to streaming, or is movie theaters, is that the best distribution model now?
Yeah. You know who going to make out on this? Redbox. Everybody was shaming Redbox because you had Redbox or you was going to Redbox. Let me tell you, them people that still go to Redbox, they are loyal because they don't necessarily have a streaming service or whatever. Yeah, they get them movies. Man, Redbox is about to come back. I'm telling you right now.
You're right. Especially in an economic downturn, you're looking to save some dollars, like streaming services and all these things. It can add up, and so at least Redbox lets you get content, but you can control the cost of that content. So
exactly, man. You know who is coming back? You know what's coming back? Moonshine. This couple went to do a renovation in their house during the pandemic, so they had to break out a wall to get it down to the studs. They started to break down the wall. Behind the wallpaper and stuff, 66 bottles of premium old school moonshine.
Wow.
Labeled and whatnot. They had to figure out what they had, right? Wow. So they got in contact with, this is like a well-known moonshiner from back in the day. They got in contact with his family. They said, oh yeah, Pappy was a moonshiner. This is Pappy's moonshine.
Yeah.
Broke them off a bottle of the moonshine. They kept a bottle of the moonshine, and they found 66 bottles. They're going to sell the other 64 bottles for about $1,000 to $2,000 a piece. That'll help.
Wait, a bottle? Wait, you said a bottle?
A bottle. Like this guy is dead, so whatever his formula was, you can't get that moonshine no more. And the moonshine kept. It was like airtight. So, man, what you going to do when you find 66 bottles of moonshine in the wall?
Man, I'm definitely gonna keep some bottles, so I have it. But like, if they selling for $1,000 a bottle, I'm selling that. That's amazing though. Just especially during this time, I like watching a show that comes on. What is it called? Is it called Moonshiners? I can't think of it.
Moonshiners on Discovery Channel.
Yeah, on Discovery Channel. Yeah, and their tagline is like, times like these call for strong spirits. And it's like this is moonshine making time right here. So them boys, they be out there grinding in the woods, making a moonshine and selling it. So I know if he found something in his house, like I can see why it's going for $1,000 a bottle. People want that.
Man, look, it wouldn't have been no story about me finding the moonshine. It just would have been for sale and over and kaput. I would have took me a sip and held on to the rest of it for like New Year's or something, and that's it. I would have found me the local community bootlegger and be like, look, I want my $30,000 in cash. You can double it up. That's just how the illegal game go, and be done with it. I'm not going to be all out here on eBay and meeting you in dark alleys trying to get that 60 grand. I'll take 30 grand cash. I'm good to go. Like dump it off to somebody else that specializes in moonshine. I ain't no moonshine dealer, and I certainly wouldn't have went to the press with that shit.
But Doug, like even thinking about that moonshine, and you like, man, that moonshine I don't know how old or whatnot, and would people really buy it? But we've done stories in 2020 where people have been drinking hand sanitizer and going blind. Ridiculous. So usually you would hear that with moonshine, like you get a bad batch of moonshine and, you know, you drink it and it make you go blind. But people have obviously been drinking hand sanitizer and going blind. So if you find some moonshine in the walls of your old house and you sell it, people are going to buy it.
That's crazy. That's great. Yeah, they had a bender in Russia. They ran out of liquor. Some genius decided to start drinking hand sanitizer. 7 people died at the party.
Now, okay, this is what I don't understand. Well, one, you shouldn't be drinking hand sanitizer. But how 7 people died? Like, if the first one, like, I'm going to let you drink it, and let's just see what was going to happen. Let's just wait around and see the effect it's going to have on this person who drank it first before we follow that. We don't all drink it at the same time. You know, that's how you got 7 people there. They all drank it at the same time and didn't have a tester.
Unbelievable. Man, they crazy. Hey, you know, speaking about people following each other into the pits of hell, they have something that's a swingers convention in New Orleans called Naughty Nolans, right? So now they done canceled everything under the sun in 2020, but the organizers of this swingers convention decided to go ahead and have the swingers convention. So he said that he was real protective. You know, he had the little footprints on the floor, encouraging people to stay 6 feet apart.
Wait, he did the social distance at the swingers event.
Well, at the registration,
which sounds like an oxymoron. Like
just at the registration,
we're gonna practice social distancing here at this big gathering that we came to mix all up in together with.
Exactly, and they had the contactless. You know, you just swipe your card at the registration desk. It was all prepaid, so it wasn't no cash, nothing like that. Yeah, so everything sounded good, right? 41 people from the swingers convention tested positive for the COVID.
41 people.
41. The only way this could have been funnier if it was 69 people that tested positive for the COVID.
Oh my God. That's just like, and you know, it's crazy. Like when you think about it, it's like, that's not surprising, but it is like, it is just like, like what else do you think would happen? Was there any other outcome that was possible from that? Like, there's no way to stay safe.
I mean, they thinking they rolling in there coming up with the clap or something like that, and they just 41 people. I mean, that's the only thing we know about is the 41 cases.
Yeah, you're right.
Ain't no telling what other cases or what else they got might be going on, man. So, you know, a swingers convention is not a necessity in 2020.
No. That's man, that's got to be one of the the most interesting COVID stories we've done for 2020.
Unbelievable.
You know, if you had to do a ranking of like how I caught the COVID, it's got to be a ranking of like, you know, best to worst scenarios of catching the COVID, and I just wonder like where that falls.
Swingers convention, definitely the worst, bro. Definitely the worst. Unbelievable. Hey, I got 2 more quick stories. Florida wildlife, they got this invasive species of python, right? They down there talking about they going to kill the python and put the snake meat in restaurants for people to eat. What? I ain't eating no snake, bro.
Well, you did say this was Florida, right?
This is Florida.
So that explains everything. Anytime you leave with Florida, you expect to hear something. Oh, look, T. Petty is here.
T. Petty.
T. Petty is in the house.
How you doing?
Comatose.
T. Petty, you been out there grinding, making them dollars.
I ain't made enough dollars. I've been on call since 6:45 this morning.
Ooh, that is
pay my bills because I'm tired of this bullshit. Working is not for me. I'm not built for this.
It's a trap.
T. Petty, we was talking earlier about like that is just so representative of like 2020 of people just like trying to figure out this grind and having to grind in a new way. And it is a lot. It's been overwhelming for 2020. Just all the changes people go through. And I think at the end of this year, it feels like everybody's trying to get everything in the last few weeks of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, we have about 20 more days left in. T. Petty, don't even sweat this. It's all good. We got you. Your boy got you. I got you. Producer E got you. You need to lean on us. You know your boy come with the jokes and enlighten it with the humor. All of us do. So if you need us, you call us. And hey, you give me your boss's first name, I'll go to my burner phone, and I'll be like,
where is the liquor?
Huh?
I know you got me on the jokes.
Yes.
I know I got me on the support. Where's the liquor?
We will send Drizzly. We'll send a Drizzly order right away.
It's coming from the North Pole, so it might be a minute, but yeah, we got you. We got you.
Bruh.
Okay.
Bullshit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you have one of those colleagues on the call that just keep asking questions? When it's time to end, they ask them at the end.
No, not like your coworkers. No, this was all technical issues. This wasn't a people issue.
Oh, the tech. That's been the story of 2020. The tech.
It's the tech.
Absolutely. T. Petty, we're gonna let you go first on this last subject on the after party. Breakdancing has been approved for the 2024 Paris Olympics. I don't know if Ozone and Turbo, who's going to be Crazy Legs, going to be judges in Paris. But how do you judge a breakdancing competition in the Olympics? Gold, silver, bronze. The top 3 breakdancers in the world will be crowned in 2024. How they going to do that?
So they're going to gentrify the fuck out of it. That's what they're going to do. The top 3 people, ain't none of them going to be black. Never thought that hip hop would take it this far, but this is not the direction that I thought it was going in. When I saw that, I was like, you know what? Our culture is amazing. But then I was like, we can't have shit. And I'm really on the more of the we can't have shit. I'm not even gonna watch it because it ain't gonna be right.
Yeah, it's like 40 years past breaking and breaking 2 electric boogaloo. So what the kids call breakdancing now ain't shit. So you're right, T. Petty. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do this. Dries, how they gonna judge the breakdance competition? Like, is it gonna be, is it gonna be like spinning on your head? Is it gonna be like the worm popping and locking? How they gonna judge this? What's gonna be the categories?
I don't know how you judge a breakdancing contest in 2020. It is I think all the great break dancers from back in the day need to come back and make a reappearance, and you have the old school versus the new school, and then you see how it looks, and then see who stands up to that. I don't know how you judge a breakdancing contest today.
Man, they gonna have Breaking 3 and Breaking 4 gonna come out right before the Olympics. You already know this, and I don't know how they gonna judge. Can you market a gold medal? You ain't gonna be on no Wheaties box if you win the breakdance competition. So what can you do with that? You just gonna go back to your job regular. And look, if America don't win the gold medal in the breakdance competition, it's going to be some problems. They're going to try and have a fix-in for France and the other countries and stuff.
Look, I think China going to take it. China going to take the breakdance. I don't care who it is. They're going to be from China. We talked about this before. They got
Korea and
billions
Japan
of people.
Too, man. Them boys is bad. And girls.
Yep.
Man, so it's going to be interesting. All right, T. Petty, we're going to get out of here. This is the after party. You got any final notes? I know you was out there, making that money. But any last notes before we sign out of here on the after party?
Fuck 2020. Let's get out of this bitch. I don't give a damn what happens in 2021, but this fuck-ass year will be over. And that's all I'm concerned about. And my birthday is in the first week of next year, so that's...
Turn up!
Here it is.
Turn up.
Let me write a note.
Just let me end this year.
T. Petty, I think you said the sentiment everybody was feeling about 2020. It's a great way to close out.
In the words of Martin Payne, 2020, get the step in. Listen to the Digital Gumbo Party after party. Make sure that you find us for our previous episodes, no matter where you get your podcast. Download, subscribe so you get the notifications the minute we drop a new episode. Rate us 5 stars and share.